This Good Morning Northwest morning sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is 6:53, time to get you ready to take on your Wednesday in the morning sprint.
Well, we have some cool temperatures with cloudy skies today. Mark has your forecast just ahead.
Officials are warning about terror threats in the U.S. as the war between Hamas and Israel continues. Sydney Charles has that story.
And Bronte Sorotsky has details on how you can help a local child in the hospital this Christmas.
But we begin with an update to a story we have been following since Friday night. We now know the identities of a man and woman found dead in Northeast Spokane late Friday night. The Spokane County Medical Examiner says 37-year-old Colton Russell and 23-year-old Kiara Morgan Whelan were found dead on Cleveland Avenue near Minnehaha Park. Spokane police responded to multiple reports of shots fired late Friday night. Detectives say Russell was found inside the vehicle, Morgan Whelan found in the street. Both of them died at the scene. No arrests have been made yet. Police are reviewing surveillance cameras in the area for clues on a motive.
And one of the men involved in a Spokane Valley robbery that led to a shootout with police will be spending the next 4 years in prison. Christopher Gooch pleaded guilty to robbery. According to court documents, Gooch was one of 3 men that was involved in that robbery. He and one other man were then later arrested in downtown Spokane, while the third was shot and killed by police during a standoff.
51-year-old Christopher Siebers has been sentenced to 30 years in prison for molesting a boy in Kootenai County. Siebers pleaded guilty to meeting at least one underage boy online and engaging in sexual activity multiple times. Siebers was arrested during a sting operation. He arranged to meet with someone he thought was an underage boy, but instead was a Post Falls police officer. Siebers will be eligible for parole after 15 years. Siebers is a former employee of KXLY Radio and left the station last year.
As we look at our forecast and our First Alert Weather, the First Alert Weather app, it's a great tool to have right on your phone. We're going to see variable clouds. Things are looking pretty good today. We are expecting temperatures to be on the cold side. Right now, we're freezing downtown, so be prepared for a cold start and then a mild, well, 34 degrees. That's an average high for this time of year.
And as the war rages on between Israel and Hamas, officials say tensions might escalate here in the U.S. during the holiday season. Last night, the United Nations General Assembly overwhelmingly voted in favor of demanding an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Now, while the UN vote has political significance, it doesn't carry any legal weight, unlike the Security Council's ceasefire resolution, which the U.S. vetoed on Friday. Now, this comes as the FBI and DHS issued a joint statement saying that the ongoing war in Gaza could inspire lone actor violence on U.S. soil during the holiday season. Coverage on this story will continue coming up next on Good Morning America.
Today, Spokane Public Schools is hosting a webinar on a proposed $200 million bond and levy. If approved by voters in February, the bond will fund school renovations and also the replacement of Adams and Madison elementaries. The levy would pay for things like extracurricular activities, nurses, counselors, and more. That webinar begins at 1 o'clock. For a link to register for the meeting, find this story on KXLY.com.
Spokane Public Schools recently received $2.5 million in grant money that will help fund multiple programs at 4 elementary schools. Those programs are Bemis, Cooper, Regal, and Stevens Elementary. The money will be spent over 5 years and will help fund before and after school programs as well as summer school programs.
The U.S. Department of Transportation is giving the city of Spokane nearly $10 million to address safety for pedestrians and cyclists. The Safe Street Grant, plus a few $1 million in city money, will pay for more crosswalk markings, signal push buttons, extra bike lanes, and more. The city says the planning process should start next year.
Tomorrow, the Spokane City Council is expected to vote on a new contract that would keep Spokane's largest homeless shelter open until the end of April. The Salvation Army currently operates the Trent Resource and Assistance Center, also known as TRAC. That contract is set to expire at the end of the month.
The Coeur d'Alene Police Foundation is hosting its annual holiday toy drive for the 8th year. Now, you can donate toys here, and all those will go to local kids in the hospital, either at Kootenai Health or Sacred Heart. If you want to drop them off, you can drop them off here to the station or this Saturday at the Walmart in Hayden. And all of this information for drop-off locations will be on our website, KXLY.com.
Christmas is saved for more than 20 Spokane families thanks to the Spokane Police Foundation and Teen and Kid Closet. Parents are picking out things like clothes, shoes, and toiletries at TKC, while the Spokane Police Foundation will help with the Christmas presents. They'll make a delivery coming up here pretty soon. You can see our full story by finding this article on KXLY.com. One last check of weather this hour coming up right after this.